Let's jump in about your draft. I love Bijan Robinson. I thought you should take him. I'm glad that you did. Walk me through your process on taking a running back in this day and age in the top 10 of an NFL draft. Terry Fontenot, please.
Yep. And really the way we look at it, Rich, is when you're we can have these rules, or people can have these rules that you don't take a running back at a certain point or a guard at a certain point. You have to take a premium position. But what we say is, tell me the player, and who's the particular running back that's sitting there. And when it's a guy like Bijan Robinson, who we don't even put in a running back box when we talk about positionless football, and he's an impact offensive player. And wherever he is, wherever you get him the ball, he's a playmaker. He's a touchdown maker. He's a home run hitter. And he's got the makeup. He's a better person than he is a player, so we know he's going to reach his ceiling. So we believe he is one of the better players in the draft, one of the better people in the draft. So we're really excited to pull that card off the board.
Now, when did you decide this? When was this sealed? Like, hey, if Bijan's there, we're taking him. When did that happen?
Well, what happens is you go through it, and there's 7 variables in front of us, and this was a more unpredictable draft than I can remember in that top 10. So we really didn't know who was going to be there, who we were going to be staring at. So what we have to do is we have to stack 8 players and go through it. And the questions we ask ourselves are when we stack the players is, okay, if these 3 players are there, if these 4 players are there, how do we stack them? And so that's what we did. And once we got to our pick, he was the top guy for us, and we're excited to take him.
And the off-the-field demeanor as well for him. How does that factor into your equation?
Man, unbelievable. Have you met him?
I have. We've had him on the show, and he's a delight. And I've heard nothing but just great things about him, quite frankly.
Yes, and that's so important because our goal here is, my job description, Arthur Smith's job description is to win championships and to have sustained success. In order to do that, you have to have championship character. You have to have the right kind of players and the right kind of people. And so we're really excited about a lot of players on our offense as we go through it, with Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Tyler Algier and CP and Jonnu, and we can keep going through it. We have a lot of players who are really excited about it, but the thing we love about our team is they're unselfish, and it's the only stat that matters is wins. It's not about who gets the ball the most or who gets the most yards or who has the most touchdowns on this particular day. It's all about winning. So it is. The character is always going to be paramount when we're making any type of player decision. You look at the theme of our offseason, look at the free agents that we sign, and then as we get into the draft, we're always going to, when we're making a decision on a player, character is going to be the most important thing. And so he is. He's a hell of a player, but he's also an unbelievable person.
Well, you mentioned, Terry, about this draft being so unpredictable, one of the most unpredictable in recent memory. And, as somebody who's hosted this thing for a while, I'd agree with you on that front. One of the most unpredictable aspects about the draft that came out in the wash was 2 running backs chosen in the top 12. Like it's a totally different century. So I just had Tom Telesco on the phone, your colleague in Los Angeles, who's got one of the top touchdown makers this league has seen in the last couple of years, wanting a new contract at the position, and he has yet to receive that from the Chargers. You've now chosen one of the draft choices in the top 12 on a running back. Are we seeing? Walk me through the way the running back position you think in this league is being evaluated right now, Terry.
It just depends on that team, Rich. It depends on, the most important thing is for the players that you draft, the players that you acquire, whether you're talking about free agency or the draft, you have to have conviction on the players you're taking, and you have to have a clear vision for how you're going to utilize them. And so when we're together, again, Arthur Smith and the type of person he is and how he sees the game. And so we have a lot of smart people in this building, and when we sit down and go through it, we determine, okay, what's the vision for this player, whoever it is? What's the vision? How are they going to be utilized, and how are they going to fit into what we do? So that's why you go through everyone's draft board, everybody's draft board. You have 32 different draft boards because that team is going to take the best player for them. So when we discuss it, again, we don't put him in a running back box. We discuss him no different than Drake. We didn't take Drake because he was the best available receiver. We took him because he was the best player for us, and we had a clear vision of how we're going to use him, much like Kyle Pitts a year ago. When we're taking players, we're not thinking about position. We're thinking about the impact they're going to have for us, and we have a clear vision in how we're going to utilize them.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.